Good morning, YouTube. We are back at Authentic Details, continuing on with the 458 restoration. So today we're going to do some more stuff to the 458, getting it look a little bit better, getting it closer to being done. Brad's going to dispense some more wisdom. I think a lot of you guys had some good questions that we're going to try and get Brad to answer. Also, we're going to try something a little bit different. Any questions you might have for Brad during this whole thing, send them in the comments below. Brad's going to read them, and we're going to try and actually answer them on the next videos. Get those questions in before the next video, and we'll see what we can do and try and answer as many of them as we can. But today, we're going to show you how to do the interior. We're going to take care of my leather, and we're also going to go over how to do the actual polishing process, so how Brad actually does his paint correction.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
So yes, this video is sponsored by Authentic Details. Go visit their website, AuthenticDetails.com. You can check out their Instagram at Authentic Details ATX, but they're hooking me up with this whole thing, so they've been doing a great job. They do all sorts of work on these cars, PPFs, ceramic coatings, paint corrections, window tint, you name it, they do it, so they can take care of all your needs. All of you that live in Texas, it's a good idea to come visit them or use their services, or hell, they even have people that are shipping their cars to them. They're so good. This is the caliber of people that you want doing this sort of work on your car, so make sure if you can't bring your car to Authentic Details, you use someone who's at least as good as this. This is the high caliber in the bar that you should set for this sort of work. So this is Brad again, and I actually wanted to learn how to do the interior, because that's something that you need to do like every year or even more, especially if you have a dirty butt like me. So Brad's gonna teach me how he does this interior. So he's gonna teach us how you can do it at home. So this is all gonna be simple stuff, no special tools, and it comes out amazing. So this would be kind of cool.
We've got some tools here that you can pick up at an AutoZone if you want. If you don't have these tools, don't stress out. There's stuff you can buy at Target even, but you want to look for brushes first. We love these interior brushes quite a bit. I've got one brush here that's got a really stiff bristle on it. So if you go to like a Target or something and you get one, a hand brush or anything like that, look for one that has some stiffer bristles. That's one of the key points. Then I've got one that's super soft. Feel that, Dan. Feel how soft it is. Ooh, so soft.
It's as soft as your hair.
Oh yeah, all of it. We do this because this is my scrub brush. Basically, it's going to help me get in some of these cracks and scrub some of the dirt out. This is my detail brush, and I'm going to go in and kind of do some of the softer stuff with it. The other thing you're going to need is a couple sets of microfiber towels. If you have a light colored leather like a tan or even the white, do not use colored towels. I've had situations where the dye from the color has actually transferred into the leather that I'm cleaning. So one of the best things you can do is get one of those white terry cloth towels. I'm using red towels because Dan has red seats. Yeah. Just to be clear, so that's why I'm doing them. I like microfiber towels. If you can find white microfiber towels, even better. These are the softest kind of towels you can put on the leather, so I would recommend getting 2 or 3 good towels to use to clean this. And then the thing I use is an all-purpose cleaner. I buy this in bulk, so I mix my own ratios. I have very little cleaner in here and a lot of water. So it's a very, very subtle, very gentle cleaning tool for seats like this leather. Leather is actually cowhide that has a lot of like dyes and paints and waxes and stuff on it to create the color. So it's actually a lot more durable than you think. So some people may think, oh my God, you're using an all-purpose cleaner on leather. You can't do that. That is not true. I've done this for years on very high-end vehicles, repeatedly for years over years, and the leather looks perfect. Here's why. So Dan's seats are dirty. They're really dirty.
What are you saying about me?
I'm saying you got a dirty ass, man. The problem with that is that if you think about what dirt is, right, it's particles of rocks that have broken down into small pieces. Well, those become abrasives on the seat. So the cleaner you keep your leather, the better condition it's going to remain in. The dirtier you keep it, the more you're grinding away at that top coat. You're going to be shortening the life of your leather. I would recommend doing it once every quarter, just going through and giving your leather a good deep cleaning, and then recondition it with a good leather conditioner, which I can talk to you guys about as well. Yes. One of the other things we're going to do is we're going to vacuum out the interior. So I'm sure all of you have a vacuum cleaner. We're going to get as much of the dirt out as we can. We're going to start by cleaning all the seats, just trying to get the dirt out of those crevices. We're going to use this brush to do that. One other thing you can do is, many of you probably have an air compressor at home. Get the air compressor nozzle and just air compress all those cracks out. That'll really blow all the dirt out of those cracks pretty quickly. I usually just blow everything to the carpet and then vacuum the carpet afterwards. So that's the process we're going to use. We're going to do brushes because this is the most likely what you guys all can get your hands on. And then Dan's going to do that. We're going to do all the vacuuming, and then we'll move on to scrubbing the seats with the cleaner, getting all the dirt out, and then we'll go to conditioning. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'll push the seat forward so that I can get it to lean way back, and you're gonna see why here in a second. If you look down in here, how dirty all that is, you always end up with a lot of dirt hanging out back here.
Yeah.
So especially right in here, a whole bunch right there. So I try to brush all that out, and then just, like I said, just brush it straight to the carpet. An air compressor will make this like super quick work. But I want to try to get as much of this off the seats as I can, because I don't want to be adding more things to be abrasive. Look at that. You see all that? Ew.
Yeah.
That's dirty ass stuff right there too.
I'm a dirt ass, man.
So you see how I'm moving the...
Yeah, separating the crack.
Yeah, you want to do that. Everywhere there's a, like even right in here, deep crack.
Every seam.
Try to push them apart.
See, I can see all the little particles going flying.
Let me look in the seat right here.
Yeah, it's covering
So much of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
All-purpose cleaner. Now I just douse the seat like this. Prime my brush a little bit. I usually work this in circles, kind of like I'm scrubbing it. I'm also kind of scrubbing right now with the towels I'm drying. I'm trying to get the dirt out. You can see, look at that.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Holy crap.
So gross.
Dude, that's amazing.
All right, look at this. Look at this. This is a big one.
It's like a eraser. Oh my god.
And I'm probably gonna have to do this a couple times.
I'll say, yeah, it doesn't even look like I got it all. That's incredible.
Ew. And sometimes you may want to just put a little bit of extra cleaner on here if you're not, like, it's starting to dry out a little bit. So really the brush is just to agitate everything, get it kind of into the pores a little bit.
See that as it's foaming, it's got dirt particles.
That's just one pass. I said we probably want to do a second one.
Yeah.
Because I still see some dirt. But see, like right in here, then those cracks there,
Yeah.
I'd want to clean those. There's still some dirt left right here. So that's what you do.
Well, look at this compared to this.
And that's only one pass. I mean, you go through that, do that again, you're going to be like looking like a brand new leather seat in here.
So I need to do this just a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And you're not really going to harm the leather unless you just really scrub on it with like
Too much force.
way too much force. And that's why I try to do the circles, you know, because
Yeah.
it kind of keeps me smooth. And then in spots like this, if the brush isn't going to get it, I'll spray a little bit on here. And I'm going to pull this seam open a little. It's not technically a seam, but you can pull it to get it flat.
Pull the wrinkles.
And I'm pushing the wrinkle down a little bit.
Oh my god.
See, now we got that clean too.
Wow. See, that's like a whole new seat.
So you just go through the whole seat and you just keep looking at it till it looks like this and you're good. Now there's spots that you'll want to be careful. Let's see if I can find it. I saw a bunch on that seat.
The bolster.
Yeah, basically when you start to see the top coat separating a little bit, like there's a spot right there. You don't want to scrub on that.
Okay.
Or right here, because it's already like had a penetration in the top coat. If you scrub on that too long, you're gonna start picking that away.
The red.
The next thing you know, you're gonna have a dark brown spot where the leather is and the color's all worn off. And that's the other reason why you want to keep your cleaner not overly strong.
So
because,
dilute like an all-purpose cleaner.
Yeah, like I've got 10 parts water to
So
like
like
1 part
you've
cleaner.
got a special cleaner. What would be an equivalent at like a grocery store to buy or a
You know,
parts store?
I would go to like an AutoZone. They
Yeah.
have all-purpose cleaners there. I would do something like that. Like I've used the leather cleaner conditioner products. They just don't work as
Not
well.
powerful enough.
No, because you need something that's going to like break down those oils, break down the dirts,
Yeah.
and stuff like that are in the leather.
Like what about like a diluted simple green? Is that too strong?
That one makes me nervous.
Okay, yeah, that
You know.
stuff's pretty strong.
I mean, like this product is designed to be used on all kinds of materials, so it's pretty safe. There's very few materials I've seen that this causes any kind of damage to. I mean, you can order this on Amazon. You know,
Oh, okay.
you could get a bottle like this, I think, for like $8 or $9.
And then
This
you
will
and then you
last
dilute it.
for, Yeah, you would get a full bottle of it, and I think it comes with the sprayer and everything. Or you can buy a gallon, I think, for like $15
And then dilute it.
and dilute it. And
Okay.
it'll probably last
And you're
you
talking like
5
10,
years.
20 to 1.
Yeah.
It was.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw you diluting. It was
Yeah,
really
it was
diluted.
literally like this much water and like that much solution.
Yeah, okay.
Super, super light. You can never be too weak,
Yeah.
but you can always be too strong with your
Yeah.
cleaners, right? So if you're not getting the effect that you want,
Just strengthen a little.
strengthen a little,
Okay.
you know, and you're like, hey, these seats are really bad. I'm going to add a little bit more
Or
cleaner.
maybe even, yeah, concentrate on a little spot maybe.
Yep. So I always do test spots. With your leather, you maybe want to do something like back here on the back of the seat,
Yeah.
just to see how it affects the leather that's on in your car. I mean, every leather system is going to be different,
Okay.
or whatever the top coat that they put on is going to be different, and the type of leather they're using is going to be different. So find what works for your car and go at it. But I mean, I've done this on Bentleys, and you name the car. This process works phenomenally. When we're done, we'll put the conditioner on, and then you're rejuvenating all the leathers again, and you're good to go, and it'll be nice and clean, and it smells great too.
A few moments later.
It's a scratch, so it's
Son
gone
of a
through
bitch.
it's gone through the color coat,
That's why I was.
and you
okay.
can tell because these are just normal cracks,
Yeah.
just like your skin, right? How we have those on our
Oh, and they're
hands.
kind of like random, and
Yeah.
that's very straight,
That's a very you can tell it's a scrape. So
So-
those are the things you don't want to scrub in,
which is what I just did.
because that's what happens, right? You started to wear out some of the top
So
coat.
I'm screwing up so you can learn. All right, so if you notice, there's the scratch, and I rubbed too hard, and the dye started to come out. So luckily, I was checking it after every couple of scrubs, so I didn't scrub too much dye off. So I'm obviously gonna have to eventually get that re-dyed a little.
And so for me, I'm never cranking on it.
Okay, you're just pushing.
I'm just
soft.
lightly brushing on the leather.
All right. Well, I'm
When you
kind
start
of,
cranking
know,
on it, that's what happens.
Well,
You
I'm
start
kind of
to-
like a very brute force kind of guy, you know.
I know. Some of you other guys may be too, but don't.
Okay, so I
Treat
have to
it gently.
I have to treat it softer than Megan.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know how you treat her, so I can't say that that's right, but I'm gonna go with what you say.
Okay, thanks, Brad. Okie dokie, I am done. It's only been about an hour. Yeah, they look, they look totally different. It's pretty ridiculous. All right, so apparently now the next step is we're gonna just vacuum because we got so much debris and dust that we've kind of kicked loose. So nothing special here, just vacuum. Yes, I know, very, very complex. All sorts of magical tricks with the vacuum, right?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Ew.
It's almost like in the old days when they would beat the rugs.
Yeah, beating
It's
the
basically
rugs
the same thing.
just really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it all out. Dan, you did a good job, man. We got
Thank you.
everything cleaned out, I think.
I learned from the experts. Yoda taught me.
Yoda.
Do or do not. There is no try.
I can't talk like Yoda. I don't know how to do that.
I can't do a Yoda either.
We did the cleaners and we extracted all the oily dirt and all that stuff out of the leather, which we also extracted a lot of the oils, so we want to replenish it with a leather conditioner. You guys use whatever you like. I think there's a lot of pretty good ones on the market. I like this Meguiar stuff. I've used it for probably 20 years now, and I think it's probably the best on the market. It's the easiest to use. It smells great. It leaves a matte finish, which I really like. So when we put this on, it's going to look really oily and greasy, and I'm going to show you what I do to get rid of that oily and greasy look. And then after a couple days of this stuff soaking in, it's going to go back to looking just like this leather here, which is exactly how leather's supposed to look. So you'll get 2 towels. You have one to apply it and one to wipe off the excess. It's really simple. I don't spray it on the seat because I want it to be spread evenly. If you spray it, it's going to get little droplets everywhere, so I spray the towel really well. Get quite a bit on here and then just rub it in. Make sure you spread it around evenly, and you're like, oh man, it's all greasy again. Look at that, some of that color's
Wow.
even coming off.
Yeah, some of the dye came off.
A lot of these dyed color seats are going to have that happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of the darker browns I've seen it happen on, and obviously the reds. And you smell that?
Oh yeah.
It smells so good. I can't tell you how many people we've done this leather, and they're like, man, my car smells amazing, because it's not overpowering. It's just right. And in no way am I a salesperson for Meguiar's. I really like this stuff.
Yeah, to be clear, they did not sponsor this video.
Nope. But this is their detailer line. You know, the stuff you buy in the store is okay, but their detailer line is the stuff that's pretty much set at full professional strength. And once I started using that, I was just like, holy cow, this stuff it's legit. So you see, I'm just trying to get it even. That's all I'm working on right now. Just trying to get that even coverage on every piece of leather. And it'll start to soak in here in a minute, and then...
Yeah, I can see it's already turning back to matte. It's less glossy down there already.
It also kind of brightens that color a little bit more.
Yeah, it makes the red look more red.
So you'll have some cars that you do that, like a lot of the standard run-of-the-mill cars, even like BMWs and some of those cars, they'll just put leather in the middle. You know, this they call it the leather seating surfaces.
Yeah.
And they'll have vinyl, some kind of like vinyl material on the sides. You'll notice whenever you put leather conditioner on that, you will usually just wipe right off. It won't soak in.
Oh, okay. So only soaking the real leather.
Ferraris, obviously, they use leather everywhere, which is awesome. Okay, so I let it sit for a couple minutes until it looks. So you see right here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, how it's still really wet right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That means it's soaking in quite a bit right there.
Probably needs a little more.
So I'm gonna put a little bit more. So now I've got my dry towel. It's got nothing on it. Almost like waxing a car.
Yeah, wax on, wax off.
I'm just trying to really evening it out and taking off any of the excess that's sitting on top. And then by tomorrow, all this will soak in. And then after you sit on it for a little while, it'll smooth out and get really matte. On black seats, it does leave a little bit of a sheen, a little bit more of a sheen than how you left it whenever you were done cleaning, but nowhere near to that, you know, glossy looking shiny. So to me, like, this looks like a nice, well taken care of leather seat. You probably didn't see this on the video, but Dan, I showed him how to clean all these stitches. They're red, but along the tops of here, they were actually black.
Yeah, they're dirty.
So we cleaned those, and now that just gives the seats like a renewed look. So I had a chance to read through some of the comments on Dan's YouTube video, and Dan wanted to come up here and make some more content for you guys centered around paint correction and polishing. Some of the responses I had were, it is completely different for every vehicle. Everybody's really interested to hear exactly what we're doing on Dan's car, which I can talk to you about. And then I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about paint correction in general, because it's not a one size fits all. I showed Dan earlier just the dizzying array of different compounds and polishes that we use here at Authentic Details. There's no one polish that we use and one pad that we use on every single vehicle. And if I just show you this system right here, probably think, okay, well, I've got my heavy cut compound, my medium cut compound, on my super polish. If I go through all three of those steps on a vehicle, the car is going to look perfect. Probably not true. You might be able to get a decent amount of additional gloss on your paint, but if you have a certain type of paint, that system may not work at all. And that's what we do. We first identify what works for the paint specifically, and then we move towards that process to get the car completed, again with preservation in mind. If we had another 458, a 2010 458 in here that was built on the same date, same manufacturing line, but they were shipped to 2 different parts of the world. One went to Phoenix, where the sun bakes the car quite a bit. It's a lot hotter there. Another one went to New York, where it's typically cooler, a lot less sun. That clear coat is going to be very different on both of those cars. One's going to have a much harder clear coat because early in its life it was able to cure a lot faster. The other might have a softer clear coat because it didn't really have as much of a chance to cure. So that's going to require 2 completely different processes for us to use. There's also a ton of different types of pads that you could use. I think there's a whole stack of just probably 1/30th of the amount of pads that are available that could be used on a vehicle. For me personally, I can get most cars done with this compound and this one microfiber polishing pad. And I do that by using different methods, from the speed of the polisher, and when I say speed, not its rotational speed, but how fast I'm moving it across the paint, the number of times that I move it across the paint, the pressure that I use, and the amount of compound that I use on the specific pad. So for you guys at home, when you're thinking about, well, I still want to try it, I would recommend getting a system like the Manzurna system, or even the Meguiar's has a compound and a polish. Be very careful with compounds. They're extremely abrasive and you can burn through paint pretty quick. I would advise starting with a 210 at first. So that basically means you're starting with the least aggressive method first, and you work your way backwards from there. Never start with the most aggressive, because most of the time it's never needed. So let me show you a couple of the different polishers that we use. I'm a big Rupes fan. I've been using them for years. I would not recommend anybody that doesn't know what they're doing to use one of these polishers. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for until you've had proper training or proper time with the tool. A tool like this basically does random orbits, and those random orbits actually create spin in the pad. And if you don't know how to manipulate the polisher the right way to get the right amount of spin and the right amount of orbits, you're either not going to have anything happen, or these polishers are extremely powerful and you're going to quickly burn through an edge or something like that. If you are looking for something that you can do yourself, look for a forced rotation polisher like this Flex. Rupes has one. I think even Adams has one. Just look for the different ones, but you want a forced rotation random orbital polisher. And what that does, it's got another gear inside that forces that pad to turn no matter what you're doing. These are going to be the most forgiving. It's going to be really hard to do damage to paint. With a polisher like this, it's going to be pretty easy to use. So I would recommend this, and then maybe getting yourself a couple of different microfiber pads, a cutting pad and a polishing microfiber, and a foam pad. And a lot of times you should be able to get quite a bit of the results that you need. Again, on Dan's car, that polishing pad, that polishing microfiber pad, and the Meguiar's 210 was more than what we needed. It was just a matter at that point using a little more polish to do the cutting part of the phase, and then a little less polish on the same pad, fewer passes on the paint to do a final polish on it, and it turned out the way you saw in the video earlier. So like Dan said, if you have other questions about paint correction, I'm happy to answer them. I've been doing this for quite a bit of time, and I've been trained through a lot of different paths, so I've got a lot of information. I'm happy to share that any way that I can to help you guys on Dan's channel DIY or find the right person to do the job for you.
Okay, so Brad and I were talking and we had a cool idea. So on Thursday the 13th, which is a few days from today, at 8 o'clock Central Time, we're gonna do a live. Brad's gonna be on the live, and you guys can ask him all sorts of detailing questions, and I'm sure he'll do his best to answer them. Don't be a dick. So don't be a dick. So we're gonna try and unveil this car to have it done before Cars and Coffee, which is on, I think, the 16th. Yes, the 16th. So this car will be at Cars and Coffee on the 16th, assuming weather's cooperating. If you want to see the final result, stay tuned for that, but we'll have at least 1 or 2 more videos coming out before then, so you guys can see the progress as it comes along. The next video we'll probably be doing either the PPF installation, or we're gonna be doing some other stuff. So we've got a lot of stuff to do on this car still, and now we're getting close on time, so we only have like a week and a half. A lot's gonna happen quickly here. It's gonna be a lot of work, and Brad and his team are gonna be exhausted. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. We got a ton of car stuff coming, but in the meantime, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Join as a member if you want. want to. That helps me out. Again, if you are a member or subscribe to my email list, or if you buy any of my merch, you're automatically entered for a chance to win that awesome clock I'm giving away once I hit 50,000 subscribers, which should be sometime this month. So you're gonna want to do that quickly. Do it before it's too late. You guys know the drill. We got a lot of car stuff coming your way. It's gonna be sweet.